I want you to know how to grow hybrids in 2026 and get the simplest way to six figures. The growth in online coaching over the last decade or so has been driven by these three big drivers. Income, you are capped in the gym when you're selling time for money. Family compromises, you do normally miss out on everyday activities, simple as taking kids to practice, evening meals with the family. And certainly for me, it was the energy and the fulfillment. The early days of excitement, getting to work, working with my clients had certainly been replaced with that feeling of I'm going to hit burnout any moment now. But there has been a misconception, and that misconception is about growing online is all about going all in. And when I say all in, I mean going online needs to be burning the boats with the gym clients. It's working behind a laptop 12 hours a day, that I guess hustle culture. And it's moving to Dubai and living on social media and almost wanting to be an influencer. And this all or nothing approach really feels like the only answer. And it's usually for one simple reason. And when you see it, you will understand why so many experienced PTs end up making expensive moves that they seriously do not need to. And here's what happens is that experienced personal trainers are simply listening to the incorrect voices. Most of the fitness advice in the fitness space is being produced for coaches in their late 20s. No kids, no mortgage, less established in-person businesses. And look, these guys doing awesome things, but they are optimizing for speed and location freedom. And at that stage of life, going all in online just makes sense, right? But it's likely that you are different if you are watching this. When you're 35, 40, with a family and a solid, successful business in person that you've already built, you're likely optimizing for something very different. And this is where I think the conversation has gone slightly wrong. I'd argue that for you, the real goal isn't in itself being fully online. The real goal is actually optionality. It's waking up knowing that you're not trapped by that single business income stream, knowing that having all of your eggs in one basket is not a long-term business strategy. It's bigger income without the risk and having the choice to work afternoons in the home office or the local coffee shop while also enjoying working with in-person clients. Know how to grow with hybrids in 2026. The simplest way to hit six figures. So what the hybrid model is, and often there is actually a bit of confusion about this. So I did 1, 2, 3. One is that you have in-person clients. That's one, income. 2, you have online exclusive clients, i.e. they only work with you online. And then number 3 is that you have clients that you see in person and you offer them extra support online. My strong suggestion is you have all of those. It certainly reduces the risk and it means that you can onboard more clients and really give them the option which suits them best. And for experienced PTs, hybrids gives you more optionality than going all in right away ever will, and without all the risks of burning the in-person boats. This is James. James is a studio owner in New Zealand. Hybrid sales of 3,500. So I think in USD, that's about 2,500. This client came on board for both packages. They wanted to do the personal training with James and the extra support online. That was this client's hybrid option. And this is what James does. He offers the hybrids to his gym clients for extra support and results. The key is nothing is forced. Low risk, none of this burn the boat stress or being told not to be a pussy and go all in on the online. There is high potential earning wise. Growing to six figures is definitely possible with these two income streams running side by side. And look, it's practical. Listen, this is not an overnight success story, but there is a 12-month path to that six figures, which is definitely doable. And here's an example. This is Matt. Second client off LinkedIn for $2,000 paid in full. This is proper dollars, USDs. Matt was earning $4,000 from in-person coaching role. He added another $4,200 on average per month in the first 12 months of offering online coaching. So that was a total income of $98,000 for 1 year. Yes, he was a little bit gutted about not tripping over the extra 2K, but you know what? It was his ego speaking, and we were all good at the end of that first year. So look, let's look at the numbers here, right? This is a low risk strategy, and I guess that's non-negotiable when one has a family. How do you understand this to take two income streams and hit 8,600 USD each month with way less stress? Well, let me explain it like this. Aiming for six figures by going all in with just online for 2026. Every month you have to figure out, almost starting from scratch, because there's not this other income stream, you have to figure out, well, I need to go and bring a full 8,600 into my business. And that can feel quite overwhelming for people, especially if they've just binned off all of their in-person clients. So it's January, and let's just say that you have a really good start to the year in 2026 and you hit 8,600 for that month. By the way, obviously 8,666 times 12 equals 100,000. But let's say you start that. You're then just faced with the same situation the next month. Look, I'm not saying that in the future, I'm not even saying this isn't possible, by the way. When you have no responsibility, you can try and do this. But for people with family responsibilities, overhead, mortgages, it can be a very, very stressful way of building this secure income and business that most people are looking for, when they're 35 or 40. So it comes to February, you're in the same situation. Even if you've had this great month, I need to go and do another whole 8,600. Now, compare this with aiming for six figures by employing a hybrid strategy in 2026 and the calmness that this can bring. The pressure is off as all of the new income is likely profits. You know that you're starting each month likely covering all of your current outgoings, and you just need to add an extra 4K a month. Now, I'm not saying that's easy, but it's certainly a lot easier to get your head round without this pressure every single month of starting from scratch. We're in February. We now know we need to add an extra roughly 4,000. But if we look at the whole year, every month starts at 4,300, indicative, of course, but these are the numbers. And to be honest, even a bad month online, which can happen in any business, doesn't mean you're out of business or not able to cover costs, mortgages, payments on cars, sending kids to college. This is Gavin. So my year hasn't started properly. Did my figures, topped out at 110k. In USD, that's about 130, 140, something like that. Gavin built online while also running a very successful in-person. Eventually, he made the move to fully online, but only actually after hitting six figures in a year from the best of both worlds. And to be honest, I think it was more like 18 months when he made that full move with a lot of confidence around the systems that he was using. Now, if you're watching this and you're over 35 and you're thinking, yeah, fully online was never really the main goal for me, then this video has done its job. But you probably have questions about how this could work specifically for your business. Now, I run one-to-one discovery calls where we will take a look at your current in-person business, your income goals, and how an online hybrid business model could fit without the added stress or that risk. It's a chance to explore whether adding an online income stream alongside your in-person business could fit your goals and your lifestyle. Now, on these calls, to be clear, there's nothing for sale. These are value-based. But I also do like to look at them as a first step in a potential client relationship down the line. However, of course, you can leave these short calls. To be honest, you can go and implement what we talk about under your own steam. Now, if that sounds useful, I've put a link below where you can book a call. I've done this with over 450 educated PTs just like you, helping them to add 4 to 5K per month, with many keeping their in-person business running smoothly and risk-free too. So please do feel free to book a call in the link below.